Okay, we return to our exercise here, and we're going to create some text styles. So I'm going to type the word style, and I'll make a new text style here with the new command here, and I'll call it title block. And it will not be annotative since we're not going to use it in model space. And we're not going to give it a scale because when we use the text command, we'll be able to change it on the spot. And so otherwise it'll be locked at a certain height here. So in here, we're going to use Times New Roman, and we'll use the bold italicized font style here. And I'll hit apply. Then I'll make another text style for notes. So I hit new. I'll call this one notes. Here we'll use the similar styles before, city blueprint. I will use annotative style here. In this case, we will change the scale. Let's use an 1/8 inch scale in paper space. So city blueprint, regular style. Here's the style. I will default to title block for a second. I will save my changes though. And I'll hit close. So when I use the style command, by default, title block will be the chosen text style. You can see it here. I want this to be title block, for example, under annotations. So from our previous exercise, we have a plan view here, and let's go about filling out these answers here in the title block. Now, some of the text as provided in the example is centered in these boxes, and it'd be great to locate where the center of these areas are located. So I'll draw a line from this corner to this corner to this corner, and I can place the text using the center of that diagonal line. And later I can erase that line, and it seems like all the text is simply centered in these boxes. So I'm going to draw a line and create a little guideline here. Let's do another one here. This one will be empty, but I will locate it here, and I'll draw another guideline over there. There'll be another one here, for example, and then the final one will be here, little triangle. So these lines will be used to snap to when I'm adding text. So let's do a single line of text for the title block, and let's place it on the screen here. Now, right here it says start point of text, where the text is going to start. Now, currently, I will snap to the center of this line, the midpoint of this diagonal line, click. And here it asks for the height of the text because the text style was set up for 0 height. So in this case, we're going to use 3/16. So we'll use 3/16, enter, and then no rotation, enter. And I'll simply type the word interior design incorporated. Enter. Now, the text is formatted based on this dot here, that right there, which is the bottom left corner of the text. Ideally, I want that grip to be in the dead center of the text. A quick way to do that is to click on the text, right click, go to properties, and here change the justification from left to middle center. And there you have the middle center of the text on that diagonal line. I no longer need the diagonal line, so I'm going to click on it and delete. So there you have it. We've got another text style here that I believe is going to be 3/16, but a different font. So we're going to change this style here to the note style there. And then here I will use the text command again, single line of text. I will snap to the center of this, enter, and because we already gave it a height, it knows it's going to be 1/8 of an inch thick, or height, high. So business resorts, all caps, business resorts, enter. And then again, I can click on that object, right click, go to properties, and here justify it by middle center. Middle center. And once I do that, I can erase this diagonal. Now, we can save ourselves some work in the remaining boxes because they're all going to use the same style, and they're all going to be centered in the diagonal line. So what I can do is simply use CO for copy, select this text, enter, and then I'm going to capture its center point. And when you're using text, that's called insertion snap. When you look here at your options here, insertion snap is what you seek. So I'm going to turn that on. Escape. So I'm using the insertion snap. So now I go copy, and when I hover over text, it finds, when I use the move command or copy, it finds the insertion snap. It looks like a few little boxes right there. If I click, it finds the center of that text. I can then take the center of that text and place it here, and here, and here, and here, there, and there. Make sure you grab the midpoint, the little triangle. Escape. I no longer need diagonal lines. I'm going to delete those. Delete. Delete this one here, this one. And then simply, I can now change the information shown. They've all been centered, so there's no need to change the properties. And I can click on this one here, and let's use the date that they show in the textbook, 2011. Double click here, J Doe. Double click here. This would be 1/4 inch equals 1. Normally it's typed 1 foot dash 0 inches, which is the standard. This is going to be a dash. There's no answer there. And this here is going to be hotel suite. And this one here is going to be sheet 1 of 2. And there you have it. So now we've correctly formatted our text to be centered in these boxes. And we've changed the text to become the right font style and the right information as shown. There's little titles that belong here in the title block. Those titles will be the title block style. So let's change this to the title block style. And I'm going to type, well, I can type the text command, but I can use that one very quickly. I'm going to click here, and the height is going to be 1/32. Enter. And then the first one's going to be called client. There. Now, again, it's formatted incorrectly. What I would do is click on this, right click, go to properties, and use the justification called top left. So top left will place the text in the top left corner instead of that blue dot here. The grip, it'll be up in the top left corner, which is top left right there. And there it's located. And then I don't like the text sitting on the line, so we're going to move it slightly. I'm going to move it to the right 1/32 of an inch. And move it down 1/32 of an inch so it lands in a better place. Then I'll simply copy it to all the other locations using the same orientation of the text, the same justification, and change the information typed. So I'll use CO for copy, select that, and simply grab this corner here and copy it to here, here, and here, here, and then here. This here is called scale. Actually, that's called date. Let's change that. That's called date. This is called scale. This is called project. This is usually called drawn by. Let's see what they're using. They're using drawn by. Drawn by. This one's called checked by. Checked by. And then the sheet here will be using their standards drawing set. And there's a title block using the fonts that they suggested in the book. We've completed all the information here. And we are done with that quick exercise. By the way, we can double click inside the paper space here, the model space window from paper space, and turn off the grid line and double click back on the sheet. And we will save our work so as not to lose it as we move forward. Okay, we'll end it here.